Hello guys, it is me, Berrie, and I am in my motorhome that, oh my god, that for some reason looks like a literal dungeon. It has been a really long time and no talking to you guys. Oh, Jesus, I lost my English in the last 2 weeks and not making a video. Hi. Y'all seen the title, y'all know what this video is. You guys have probably seen multiple videos, if not tons of Instagram posts and other social media posts about this convention. I am going to link my 3 best friends videos down below. If this topic interests you, even the teeny tiny slightest bit, I pray that you will please watch the videos that are listed down below. Who is yelling? Jesus Christ, it's like I'm having LPSCon flashbacks. I am just going to speak on my personal experience at the convention because I don't want to talk about somebody else's story. I feel like you are best suited to share your story, and I am best suited to share my story. I don't want to, you know, misinterpret things, get things lost in translation. I did attend LPSCon, and I went with my bestie, Zombie X Corn. I do want to make it 100% clear right off the bat. When I speak negatively about this convention, I am in no way thinking of the amazing friends and people that I got to meet thanks to this convention. I consider those things 2 very separate events. The people for me were literally what made this convention. They didn't even just like make this convention, they literally made my life. Meeting the people that I got to meet, whether it was longtime friends or the incredible people that watch these videos, it literally made my life, and I'm a better person because of getting to meet you guys, and I'm just, literally best moments of my life, for real. I also want to say I drove over 7,000 miles for this convention, so maybe my personal experience, things that I'm a little more about, maybe you are not that shook up about. This was a 2-week adventure for me. I don't even want to talk about how much this cost me. I don't regret going to this convention. I want to make that 100% clear. It's because of this convention that I got to meet incredible people, but the convention itself was an absolute stinker. It was rough from beginning to end. Oh, Jesus. I also want to make it super clear right off the bat that this video is not directed at any one person in particular. But the face of the convention does seem to be the CEO. I personally don't know her. I have never talked to her in my life. I have never even made eye contact with this woman, so I have no personal beef with her. I do, however, feel very strongly that she should never host this convention again. It really scares me that they are already talking about LPSCon 2025. I know I will not be attending, but I am genuinely scared for the safety of other people. I also feel the whole threatening self-harm, if anybody talks negatively about this event, very tacky, to say the least. I'm not even gonna get into it because I just think it's so despicable, but whatever. This was 100% the most unhinged, chaotic, free-for-all horror fest that I have ever been a part of in my entire life. I couldn't even get photos or videos with friends because it was that crazy. Like, I met some of my longtime friends that I wish more than anything that I had have recorded it. Just speaking on that, I'm gonna insert every single clip that I have from the event right here. Unedited, this is it.
Not really.
And these clips were literally taken at quote-unquote calm times during the event. This was calm. So you can imagine what it was like when it was hectic. It was literally so chaotic and so crazy, I didn't even get to meet everybody. And not even just meet everybody, I didn't even get to see everybody. I didn't get to see Dove, I didn't get to see LPS Emily, I didn't get to see Tiki's Customs. Like, there were so many people that I never seen at the event. I only even seen Daisy, Puppy Lover, because she came on the stage. And I only got to really meet up with most people because I met them in the hotel afterwards. There was literally no lines, no manners. People were just pushing and shoving. Anytime you would try to form a line and wait for a vendor's booth, someone would just push you out of the way. There was no rules at all. Getting money out to pay was literally nerve-wracking because I'd be trying to get my bag working, which, spoiler alert, my bag literally melted in the sun waiting to get into this event, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm trying to fight with my bag to get my money out, and there'd be people pushing you and shoving you, and then there'd be a hand flying by your face, and you're just trying to get out like $20 to pay for an LPS, which a lot of them were overpriced, but we're not even going to talk about that right now. But speaking of my melted bag, yes, this is a bag I took. I think me and Jay only waited like 20 to 30 minutes outside in the sun, but that was enough in that Vegas heat for my bag to literally start melting, and then the zipper wasn't working for like the rest of the day. So when they came around for the bag check, I genuinely don't know if these people were actually security guards or if they were just random people off the street that they put in shirts that said security. I was genuinely trying to do my bag checks because I take this very seriously. It is the United States of America. Guns just be flying around. Anybody could have a gun. That 7-year-old next to me could have a gun. Like, I don't know. And I could not get my bag open, but I was really trying, and the security people didn't even care. They didn't care about my friend's bag. They didn't care about the bags in front of me that I watched them check. They didn't even care. They didn't look into bags. They didn't do anything. Bag checks were literally less than like a second long. Yikes! Yikes, 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 yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Yikes. Food vendors being outside was heinous. What was it? Was it 112, 114? It was something crazy high temperatures that day. I did as much research as I could on this event, and I just assumed that the vendors would be inside because, to my knowledge, food vendors were inside in previous years. But no, they said, you gotta go roast out there in the heat. And there were literally only 2 options for the vendors. I just went and got a lemonade. My friend Jay also got a lemonade and some like wrap thing. It was just like basically a pancake with cheese in it. And tell me why this took like 45 minutes to get. It was also $30, brother. Hello? What? I do want to talk about the one issue that I personally had that was negatively affecting my health. I know a lot of people had panic attacks, a lot of people had heat stroke, a lot of people had a lot of stuff going on. I feel like I got off decently lucky here, but if you are not aware, I have a skin condition that makes me allergic to the sun. So I definitely 100% should not have been out there, but I was. I was pretty covered up with my outfit, so it was fine, and any exposed skin that I had was covered in all my special lotions, all my extreme sunscreens, blah blah blah. So I was good. Except because I did my research and I thought that the food vendors were going to be inside, this didn't even cross my mind to bring sunglasses, but honestly with my melted bag I probably couldn't have got them out anyways. Being outside in the sun for that long, my eyeballs were burnt to a crisp. I burnt my eyes. This is common for me with my skin allergy. It happens because I can't obviously put sunscreen on my eyeballs. So my eyes were burnt. And for the rest of the day, and anybody that I took pictures with, even for the next few days afterwards, I looked stoned out of my fucking tree. I looked like I just got off a 3-day bender with Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg. Like, I looked cooked. It did not help that I had pink makeup on, an entire pink outfit. I looked like the captain of the pink eye committee. Like, I was just burnt to a crisp. I looked smoked out of it. It was awful. I apologize to anybody who took a picture with me or seen me that night. Like, y'all seen the horrors of that. The air conditioning is a big topic of discussion. I will say that there was air conditioning. It was just so minimal that it literally didn't have any effect with the extreme Vegas heat, but more so with the extreme overcapacity of people. The body heat just completely overshadowed any of the air conditioning that was present. I have been lucky enough to go to multiple conventions in my life. I know for some people they've literally only attended this convention, so they just got a bad taste in their mouth about conventions, and I just want to tell you, conventions are not like this. I've been to many conventions, whether they are big, small, whatever. I've been to conventions with less than 50 people. I've been to conventions with thousands of people, and I literally was to a convention that took place on this same week in July in this United States with the heat, and never ever ever was air conditioning an issue. Ever. What was going on with the vendor prices? There were some vendors that were incredible. Every single person who was making customs or was making like handmade Littlest Pet Shop items had incredible prices. Why can I buy a beautiful pristine custom for $25 to $45, but then I go to like a vendor's booth and they're selling some busted up, scuffed up, old ugly LPS that's barely got its head hanging on for like $75. There was one vendor booth that was incredible. Me and my friend went back multiple times. The only issue was it was so packed. It was literally a horror story trying to get through, but that's literally not the vendor's fault at all. I felt that they had pretty reasonable prices and they were really good at negotiating. I'm just gonna put them up right here. They were great. They hooked me up with a lot of stuff. Don't worry, LPSCon haul coming super soon. I will say, going into this convention, I gave myself a higher budget. I thought I was going to leave this convention with at least 100 Littlest Pet Shops, if not more. I was not only buying for myself, but I was hoping to hook up a lot of my friends and get them LPS that I knew they wanted, and it really devastates me that I was not able to do that because it was just an absolute free-for-all mess. The average price for an LPS was about $15 to $20. And that's just like when I kind of did the math and like worked it down, because I seen LPS that were selling for hundreds of dollars. I seen LPS that were selling for like $5. The absolute cheapest LPS that I could find at this convention at any vendor was $3. That was the absolute cheapest, and they were usually, you know, super scuffed up, super old, very common pets. I also want you guys to consider that I'm Canadian, so I have to take the exchange rate into mind. I ended up walking out of this convention with, I think, like less than 15 Littlest Pet Shops, and even that was like $200. So, ooh. I'm going to speak on two instances with two different vendors just to really like paint the picture for you. The first vendor I'm going to talk about, I found a few rodent Littlest Pet Shops that I really liked. I really love the rodents. I went around to all the vendors and I was looking for the rodents because that's my dream, to have a complete rodent collection. So like all the mice, all the hamsters, all the guinea pigs. I had a handful. This big man mitten here. I had like 5 rodent Littlest Pet Shops. With my past research, I seen that there were people that did like 50-cent bins, $1 bin, $2 bins, whatever. So I was thinking like my 5 were probably going to be anywhere from like $10 to $20 for the 5 of them. And I was like, okay, I can handle that for 5 rodents I don't have. Tell me why, when I asked the vendor how much it was going to be, they said over $90. What do you mean? So yeah, I put them back real quick. Oh my lord. So like, I don't want to knock rodent LPS because y'all know I love them personally, but the large majority of collectors do not collect them. They're going for dogs and cats, which I cannot imagine how much those pets were selling for. Lord help us all. I know somebody who paid $400 for a collie, and no tea, no shade, live your life queen, but Jesus fucking Christ. Now I just gotta talk about the ticket issues and then the overcapacity issues because, ooh baby. So me and my friend Zombie X Corn had general admission passes. I think for me it was like 60 some Canadian dollars. I was so lucky to have my great friend Hudson go to the convention as a content creator, and he sent me some text messages kind of warning me, because he got in there first, what to expect. By the time he got into the convention as a content creator, they were already completely out of seats. So they were literally already over capacity before general admission were able to get into this convention. The capacity was literally posted, I think it was like 600 and some. There was well over 1,000 people in that main room multiple times during the day. If a fire marshal had have been in the building, this convention would have gotten shut down immediately. This was an extreme safety hazard. This was extremely over capacity. I don't know if this is really for me to talk about or not, but it is something that I witnessed, and it really pissed me off a lot, and it really upsets me, so I am going to talk about it. We had to watch LPS Honey tell a bunch of people that showed up for her workshop that, spoiler alert, was not supposed to happen. It was not supposed to be scheduled. That it was not scheduled. Like, she had to tell them that herself. LPSCon made the mistake putting out the flyer and putting the wrong times for her workshops, over-scheduling her, and then they didn't even have the balls to come out and say to the people, hey, you know, we made a mistake, like, come back at this time for the workshop. No, they made her come out and say it. When it was LPSCon themselves that printed out the flyer, that put them out right when you entered the building. I'm not explaining this right, but it pisses me off so much. Like, LPS Honey did nothing but come to your event, bring people to your event, and then you're gonna treat her like shit, and you're not even gonna take accountability for your mistakes. The topic of water is very high for this convention because, as you're aware, they were selling water. I have zero idea how much they were selling this water for. I have heard multiple different price ranges. I'm just gonna be 100% honest. There is no reason under God's green earth that water should not have been included in the ticket prices. The prices people were paying for tickets, I think you can afford to give them 1 or 2 bottles of water throughout the day. The no accessibility for people with disabilities, especially people that rely on mobile aids, they did not take into consideration people with disabilities at all. The microphones. Oh my god, it was loud as fuck for no reason. There were multiple times people were on the mics just blabbering nonsense at peak volume for no apparent reason other than to drive people quicker to insanity. The fact that this event was marketed as for children and they were playing uncensored music, again, at peak volume. I like blacked out most of the background noise for most of the day because it was like the only way for me to stay sane. But I vividly remember them playing Not Like Us, the Kendrick Lamar Drake diss track. Now, as a Canadian and a Drake fan, I was already personally offended, but the fact that kids were listening to these lyrics, help help me. There was like 7-year-olds right beside me and they're listening to this. In that same realm, I want to talk about my biggest, hugest, I will never recover from this type of pet peeve that I had about this event. It's not even a pet peeve, like I'm genuinely disgusted about this. They recommended on the LPSCon website that we stay at the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino. Now, I will sing the praises for this hotel from the rooftops. I will say I did try to call them for 4 hours straight one day and they never answered me once, but other than that, this hotel was incredible. However, I am a grown woman. I can legally engage in any of the activities that were at the hotel and casino or that were at Fremont Street, which is extremely, extremely close to this hotel and the convention. It's literally right off Fremont Street. This, if you're not aware, is Fremont Street. Yeah, this is literally a clip I got coming from the convention. This is what I seen. I left the convention a little bit earlier than other people. I had personal friends of mine tell me that there was just topless women out there. And this was usually when the kids were coming back. Oh my god, I'm not even going to talk about the foam party. Oh my god. The foam party? The foam party might be the sickest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're having children and grown adults all running around in a foam party in bathing suits. But anyways, the fact that you had kids and families walking through or by Fremont Street to get back to the hotel and casino that you wanted them to stay at is just disturbing. Literally me, Zombie X Corn, and LPS Honey were coming back one night and there was somebody getting arrested right in front of our hotel door. Anyways, this place was wild and that's all I have to say. It was a good time, but if you're a literal child, you're a literal 7-year-old, you should not be here. Now I'm gonna end off on something that might be deemed petty, but I feel like it was a big issue for a lot of people. The fact that the raffle was a scam. You know, it's called LPSCon for a reason. Emphasis on the con. The raffle went on for fucking ever. Like, literally almost 2 hours the raffle went on. When I went into this event, there was 5 bags out front for you to put your $10 each raffle ticket in. 1 baggie to win the red dragon, 1 baggie to win the green dragon, 1 baggie to win the gold dragon, 1 baggie to win the Comic-Con cat, and then the other baggie to win everything else that was on the table. So I thought if you put your ticket in the 5th bag, it was to win everything else that was on the table. That excluded the dragons and the Comic-Con kitty. But no, they raffled off every single individual item. They were raffling off Littlest Pet Shop coloring pages. I think there was like 6 of them. That's minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back. The fact that we were all in an overcapacity building, standing side by side, sweating to death, nearly passing out. My biggest issue with this though was the fact that there was literally no quality control on these raffle items. The price was insanely high for the crap that they were peddling. Look, I get it. These things are donated, blah blah blah. You need to have some quality control. I seen somebody win the big blue LPS house, but it was completely sun-baked, a completely different color. It had no door, and it had no, like, slide-out part. That's, like, the main feature of the house. Somebody paid at least $10 for that. Girl, I would not even pay 25 cents for that. If I seen that on the side of the road, I wouldn't even pick that up. And this was a prize? I know you've probably seen 100 videos like this, and it's all probably sounding the same, but I pray if you went to the convention that you will please, please, please either comment below your experience or you will make your own video about this, make your own post about this. Just please, please, please get the word out there. And like I said, I cannot beg you enough to please watch the 3 videos that I have linked down below. It needs to be talked about so this can never, ever, ever happen again in the future. The LPS community deserves so much better than this. This is a community with children. We do not need to be putting children's health at risk. I feel like I got off really, really lucky. At the end of the day, this was not like something that traumatized me for life. This just ended up being a very interesting day in the story of my life. But anybody who was traumatized, anybody who has long-lasting health effects after this, or stress, anxiety, panic, you are completely valid, and I'm so genuinely sorry that this happened to you. We need to move forward as a community, stronger and better and safer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I genuinely really appreciate it. If I got to meet you at LPSCon, I love you so much. I'm so grateful to have met you. You were the highlight of my life, and you were definitely the highlight of that crazy day. I promise that I will have more positive videos about the trip soon. I got to hang out with a lot of my favorite people outside of the convention, and it was really great. So videos will be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you super, super soon with those videos. Bye! My biggest pet peeve about... Okay, girl, go off. What? Can I shut this window? Me versus not knowing how to operate my own motorhome. Help.